18 from the field with 3 assists in the scrimmages. That's not going to get it done. He was already a fringe second rounder already. He might want to come back to Oral Roberts for another season in college. Also, Johnny Juzang out of UCLA. My man had a great Final Four run. He was getting to his spot, getting to his shots. But in the combine, brother, he couldn't find the bottom of the ocean. Shot 5 of 21 over 2 games. Didn't really do a whole lot in other parts of the box score as well. So he's probably going to find his way back to UCLA as well. Luka Garza, dominant in college, but he's almost reminding me of a Tyler Hansborough in a way. Dominating in college, but going to probably find some struggles in the NBA. And when you put up some combine numbers, such as a 24-inch vert, and the worst sprint out of everybody at 3.51 seconds, that's a big old question mark right there, even if you were the most dominant force in college basketball. But you're looking like you a second-round pick right now. Some team is going to take a chance on him, regardless. But those measurables, of course, you got the scouts that are going to look at that, and we're going to have to see what type of team and what team is going to take a chance on Luka Garza, and where he ends up going is going to be huge to where the trajectory of his career goes moving forward in the NBA. Listen, y'all, we're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, you know what it is. It's the trivia question of the day, and then we're going to go right into moving the chains. Don't touch the dial. Don't move anywhere. Go ahead and eat some more barbecue and some baked beans, some hot dogs, some hamburgers, whatever you're doing right now. Enjoy the fireworks, because I got some fire right here on the Playbook Podcast. What's good with you, family? Welcome back inside the Playbook Podcast. We're back and taking it to the rack. I'm not talking about a rack of ribs, but listen, if y'all got some ribs at your barbecue, wherever, come see your boy. Matter of fact, go ahead and FedEx that John, and I'll be sure to make sure I heat it up in the next couple of days. No, I'm playing. I'm just messing. Nah, that's messy. That's disgusting. Don't send your food in a FedEx bag or a FedEx envelope. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'll come to wherever your whole barbecue or your cookout is. I'll come there. So let me know if you got the ribs on, then I'm coming. Just make sure you barbecuing them well. All right, make sure the seasoning is right. That's all I ask, all right? I'm just playing. Listen, I'm just trying to have a good time here on a special Independence Day edition of the Playbook Podcast, y'all. Listen, I'm just trying to expand our horizons where we're taking the barbershop and bringing it to your podcast. So again, as always, go to Spotify, go to Spreaker, Anchor, Google Podcasts. We're also on YouTube as well. The Playbook Podcast, Kyle Turner. Please like and subscribe to the channel and the page. Also on Facebook as well, the Playbook Podcast. We got the page up as well. I need you guys' likes. I need you guys' support on that page as well. Again, we're just trying to level up. Each and every week, you find your boy right here on Mondays with the Playbook Podcast, all right? Before we get into moving the chains, I got you guys once again with the trivia question of the day. Trivia question of the day. Who is the only team in the NFL to never host or play in the Super Bowl? Who is the only team in the NFL to never host or play in the Super Bowl? I'll go ahead and let you guys sit, marinate, and ponder on that for a second. We're going to go ahead and cover the answer to the trivia question on the other side before we get into Stop Playing. All right? So listen, without further ado, let's get right into Move the Chains. So, we got a lot of action going on around the NFL right now, and usually it's the time where, we got training camp getting ready to start up. We got off-season OTAs, all that other good jazz, right, around the NFL. We got some teams that actually been fined a little bit. Somebody got to get some money taken out of their check, right? You got the Cowboys, the 49ers, and a couple other teams getting some money out because of OTAs. Nonetheless, we got a team they got more problems than just the OTAs. We're talking about the Green Bay Packers, and of course, we got the Aaron Rodgers saga going on right now since it's been April. Since April, This thing has been dragging out for a long time. But the Packers can actually salvage something, if you will, by signing DeVante Adams. DeVante Adams is coming out of the last year out of his 4-year extension that he got back in 2017 for the Green Bay Packers. And listen, he went on an interview, and he was like, listen, I wouldn't mind possibly going to go play with Derek Carr again. And the Packers heard it with their good ear. And they were like, listen, we can't allow him to go to the Las Vegas Raiders and have any type of idea that he could go to the Las Vegas Raiders. And we got to see what we can try to do and scrum up together to put him a nice contract extension together. So after that little interview that DeVante had on ABC 30 with Brie Mellon, the Packers said, let's get busy trying to write this man up a new contract. And listen, he is fully deserving of the contract extension that he's about to get. I mean, you're coming off a 4-year, $58 million extension back in 2017. And of course, DeVante Adams has outplayed that entire contract. Last season for the Green Bay Packers, he caught 115 out of the 149 targets, 1,374 yards, and 18 touchdowns. 18 touchdowns for a wide receiver. I mean, that's some Randy Moss type stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's some Randy Moss type stuff for a guy that is primary wide receiver number 1, 2, and 3 for Green Bay. I mean, no disrespect to the other wide receivers that Green Bay has, but Green Bay hasn't had a solid wide receiver core since Jordy Nelson was on the outside, along with a young DeVante Adams for the Green Bay Packers. A younger DeVante Adams for the Green Bay Packers. So Green Bay really needs to make sure they pay this brother. And I mean handsomely pay this brother. I mean, you got Amari Cooper for the Dallas Cowboys. He just got the bag for $100 million last season. You got DeAndre Hopkins making over $27 million for the Arizona Cardinals. And anything in regards to DeVante Adams, if you're going to try to make him the highest paid wide receiver in the game, you're going to have to go over Nuke's number with the Arizona Cardinals at $27.4 million. So, if you're Green Bay, you better make sure you lock up DeVante Adams. You can't lose 2 supreme stars at all. Either you're going to have to take a split, or you can't just go out with nothing. So, sign DeVante Adams as soon as possible. Ink that man up, and then see if you can try to salvage your relationship with Aaron Rodgers. Speaking of guys inking a new contract, the New Orleans Saints decided to ink up a new contract with their right tackle. Ryan Ramczyk signed a contract extension on Friday that made him the highest right tackle in the NFL. And it'll be in 5 years, $96 million, $60 million guaranteed for the right tackle out of Wisconsin. And listen, he's been an All-Pro. He was an All-Pro back in 2019. He's been protecting the blind side of Drew Brees. But it'll be interesting to see who he's protecting the blind side of with Drew Brees deciding to retire this offseason. So New Orleans made sure they secured the offensive line for the foreseeable future. Now they got to sign Teron Armstead as well to try to bring him back. But still, New Orleans still got their work cut out for them. They got to see what happens with the quarterback position. I'm telling you right now, if Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill struggle early, it's going to be a wholesale fire sale for the New Orleans Saints. And don't be surprised if Michael Thomas demands to be out of New Orleans to try to make sure he can win a championship. Listen, no Drew Brees? No Brees down by the bay, by the bayou? That's a problem. That's a problem. And I mean, if Jameis Winston can't connect with the slant routes that Michael Thomas loves to get to and get his yards after the catch, he's a possession wide receiver. He's a possession receiver. He makes his money by getting past the defense, the secondary, and making third downs turn into first downs. That's his bread and butter. That's how he gets his money. So if Jameis Winston is going to be your starting quarterback, my man better make sure he hitting that slant route all the time for Michael Thomas if the New Orleans Saints are going to contend with the likes of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and also possibly Carolina Panthers. I know everyone's like, Carolina, you got Sam Darnold. But listen, sometimes going to a new situation brings the best out of folk. So Sam Darnold going to Carolina could be one of the best things that happens to his career, recalibrates his mind. You got a couple of good wide receivers over there as well. You got some good weapons. I don't know. We're going to have to see. NFC is still a juggernaut. You still got Tampa Bay as the kings of the NFC right now. You got Dallas possibly coming back with Dak Prescott. You're going to have a motivated Ezekiel Elliott as well. You got the New York Football Giants possibly trying to get back in the fold with Saquon Barkley coming back. You got the Washington football team. And please, I beg of you, if y'all don't figure out what y'all name is going to be, I'm going to snap. Figure out a name. We don't want to keep calling y'all the football team. All right? Figure it out. Warriors, something. Figure it out. Just saying. All right, I'm going to calm down. I'm sorry, y'all. That's annoying. That's annoying to me. That's like saying the Los Angeles basketball team or the Los Angeles basketball team part 2. It's retarded. It's crazy. How you going to not have a name for almost 2 years? Figure it out. That's like having a child and not naming them for 2 years. That's some messed up stuff. I'm just saying. Either way, I digress. I'm sorry. I'm going to get it together. Bring it back in. Okay. We got some unsigned guys as well out there. Richard Sherman is talking about he could possibly reunite in Seattle. But we got Trevor Lawrence. The eye-popping thing that I saw throughout this week. Trevor Lawrence, number 1 pick in this last draft, 2021 NFL draft. He still remains unsigned in Jacksonville. Now listen, he's going to sign his contract with the Jaguars, all that stuff. But the fact that it's been this long is a little alarming to me, you know, and the fact that they're looking into the whole intricacies of what the contract is supposed to be, et cetera, et cetera. Do you want to play for 3 years or 4 years? Or are you looking to possibly, you know, play for a couple of years and then retire, Trevor Lawrence? Because, I mean, you did say in the Sports Illustrated that it's not all about football. So if this is your way of being like, I need an out just in case, I don't want to play longer than 3 or 4 years, then just say that. I mean, we won't be mad at you. I mean, the average NFL career is only 4 to 5 years. So it's totally understandable. But the fact that you're a generational talent, still haven't signed your contract, you're the number 1 overall pick, it's a little bit of a head scratcher, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people's opinion as well. I'm just saying, make it make sense, Jacksonville. Make it make sense. Sign this kid, get your quarterback of the future, and then go ahead and trade Gardner Minshew, even though he got rid of the mullet. But at the same time, you got to make sure you give Trevor Lawrence everything he needs to make sure you bring the Jacksonville Jaguars back into the conversation in the AFC. I'm just saying. All right, we're going to take a timeout, good people. When we come back, I got the answer to the trivia question of the day. And listen, I love Stop Playin Now. I mean, this has been 4 or 5 years finally manifesting. So stop playing with your boy and come on back with an Independence Day version of the Playbook Podcast. What's going on, family? Welcome back inside the Playbook Podcast. It's your main man, KT. Back for you one more time, man. And I'm telling you, with this Independence Day weekend, y'all, listen, let's just celebrate what life is to have freedom. Freedom costs something. But listen, freedom without sacrifice means nothing. And everything that has been paid for us as an individual people, etc., we got a lot to be grateful for. All right. So listen, as always, I need you guys' love, care, support. Go to Spotify.